beautiful people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here is your mommy, Joy Zana. We talk today about the woman that died, the gospel singer that recently died because of domestic violence, And this thing got my attention so much. I was so shocked. I was really down, and it was such a pain to me, and I think to a lot of people. However, there are three things I want to share on this matter. The first is, I want us to define abuse. A lot of times we think abuse means a man beating a woman, but we women, we use verbal abuse also to destroy a man's self-worth. We use it a lot. For example, for what do you think you are? You are a good for nothing husband. Honestly, saying that to your husband, you are breaking him psychologically, you are breaking his self-worth, and it is not good. Really not good. So when we talk about abuse, we should also understand as women, we do abuse our husband in most cases in the verbal connection, and it is not good. The violence is most of the time the final stage. So the second thing that got my attention, which I think is very important for us to take into consideration, is their upbringing. Yes, how were they brought up? Men that always saw their father beating their mothers, or the men that never have even a father figure, or the men that was always beaten might also turn out thinking beating is actually a right method to discipline a person. So this is very important for us to understand that how were they brought up. This in the woman's area, a woman that was never taught how was never given this kind of, never had a self-worth, like, my daughter, I love you because you are my daughter. But most of the time, you love her just because she's doing this, she's doing this. The woman never really knew or understand what self-worth is all about. Or the woman never really had a father-daughter relationship. So such people they are already broken with him, and they have a lot of problems that we need to take into consideration. And if they enter into a marriage and these backgrounds are not really defined, or that are not really worked on, they may also turn to be having violence in their relationship. So, which leads to the third point. People, honestly speaking, I know we Africans, we always think we are strong. We want to keep things to ourselves. We are being broken. They are beating us in the house. We better keep our mouth shut just because we want to stay in marriage. Honest, or just because we know God, we know it is not right, and so on. Honestly speaking, the third point is, there is the opportunity for couples to have psychological therapy. It's so important. And I'm not talking about taking your problem to the pastor or taking your problem to the church, because in most cases, they confront just what is happening present. But if you take it to a counselor, a person who actually has a certificate, take that kind of person. The person does not just come, oh, what happened? Well, let's talk about what happened. But the person goes back to your past. And I think most of us, it's all about, we need to confront our past. It is so important that we confront it. So that's why I want to advise my African people, let's learn to understand that taking your problem to a counselor, it's not a bad thing. It is not that you are bad. It can really save your marriage. It can save your home. It can save even the life of your husband and even your life. And after doing all this, if he still remains the same, or that even you as a woman keep insulting him, my brother, my sister, this thing, marriage is not by force. It is really not by force. Honestly speaking, it's better for you to depart in peace for the sake of your children than to lose your life. This is just a fact. This thing, marriage is work. And I've learned, if I'm not ready to work, I better stay on my own, and he stays on his own. But the truth is, our children can still have perfect relationship with both of us. It is all a decision that you need to make. You cannot stay in a home that is not functioning and say, oh, what will people say? People will always talk. No matter what you do, they will talk. You stay there, they will talk. You don't stay there, they will talk. There will always be something that people will talk about. And it is so bad for you to sit and say, oh, I don't want people to talk about this. What will happen to my children if I leave this home? Honestly, For the sake of a child, it is even more better to see their parents flowing in peace than always fighting in the house. Parents, we have a duty to do. You know, raising up our children to understand their self-worth is very important. Because honestly, if you are in a relationship, a man is beating you. If you have your self-worth, you will leave that relationship. Nobody needs to tell you that you need to leave it. After probably you have worked on it. So it is important that we raise up our children and give them the self-worth. A father and daughter relationship should be strong. A son and father and mother relationship to be strong. We are role models. Our kids are looking up to us. They are really looking up to us. And we cannot afford to make a mistake in this area. And to married women, my relationship with God has nothing to do with my activities in the church. And I want to say it very clear. A lot of us women, we spend more time in the church than in our homes. And this is wrong. Sometimes your man may need you, want to talk to you, you are in the church meeting. My sister, priorities, set your priorities right. Your home is your ministry. It is the first. Your home is important than the church and the things you do in the church. Your first thing is your relationship with God. And honestly, let's not get this twisted. Our relationship with God has nothing to do with our involvement in the church. I can still have a good relationship with God without always being in every church activities, every church meeting. But I have a good relationship with God. And the second, I also need to have a good relationship with myself. That I know what a man can do on me and what a man cannot do on me. So I just want to encourage people. I just want to encourage parents. We have a role to play as parents. As couple, we also have a role to play. Our relationship, our marital homes is our priorities, not our church activities. So I've come to the end of this video. If this video has been a blessing to you, don't forget to give me a thumb up. Share the video. We are here to help and to empower one another. It takes a village to raise up a child. And we are in this together. Thank you so much.
We proud of who we are.